Thank you. Senator Ludlam, you got a question?
Perplexed about where the various stations sit on this rule. And I wonder, you've described for us, and I appreciate the detail, the degree to which you believe your competitive advantage in the market is based on the fact that you are local, that provides a high value product for advertisers presumably, and means you're able to outcompete some of your rivals. This rule, the 75% reach rule, is being eroded. And as Senator Joyce points out, we're not there yet. Not everybody's watching IPTV. If the NBN doesn't come about, it'll be a long while yet. However, the reach rule is still being eroded. If I've got the right setup, I can watch television from Australia, you know, nearly anywhere in the world. So what is it exactly that is the threat that you see if others are able to come in and encroach, and some of your competitors in regional areas are bought out, for example? How does that actually affect your offering?
Okay, from two perspectives. Do I believe that our competitors would actually deliver a local news service, despite assertions from them? No, I don't.
Okay, but that would still leave you in a position of competitive advantage. You can be offering a better product.
Absolutely.
So what's the threat exactly?
Do I have a fear that if we as an entity were to merge with somebody else, that we would be allowed to continue to provide that 25 local news bulletins and updates every day?
Would you have to merge with somebody else?
Not necessarily.
So I still don't understand the threat or the actual core reason for your opposition to the rule being lifted. It's a somewhat arbitrary rule that is being eroded day by technology and by the encroachment of IPTV. What is the actual threat that would have you not have the Parliament lift the rule?
And I'll start by not agreeing that the actual rule is being eroded by technology. The actual threat on a further scale, and as I said, these are concerns.
I'm still not clear what the concerns are.
The concern being that if we're in a position where it was no longer sustainable, as I said, it's a very expensive proposition to run these newsrooms across Australia. If we're in a position through one of the various possible permutations right now to not be in a position to run that local news, even if it's financially unsustainable for us to do so.
Why would it become so with the lifting of the rule? I want you to help us. Nobody here has, maybe with the exception of Mr Turnbull, has a background in broadcasting industry. Okay. Spell it out for us.
I'll give you one example, and I'll give you a point of why I'm reluctant to talk about removing our news. The 400 staff that we currently employ would certainly not like to be hearing me talking about potentially removing our news. So excuse me, it might be being a little bit guarded on that. I imagine that you can understand that.
Look, it's not an outcome any of us want to see. I want you to spell out how the lifting of this rule would lead to that outcome.
Absolutely. Okay. In an absolute scenario, we talked about a Southern Cross 9 merger. If that was the case, and we were forced to take another signal because the 9 signal we're currently funding that news through was no longer available, and as such the revenue was no longer available to such an extent, would we be able to afford to run a regional news service? I'm not sure.
Were you of this view last year?
Okay,
thanks. I'll put this to some of your competitors as well when they come up before us. Were you of a view last year, because I understood that the lifting of the 75% reach rule was actually a bit of a non-event, and for people contemplating this last year, it was never in the top tier of major concerns. It was something that's been made in various undertakings over time and was not seen as going to be particularly controversial. Have your views changed in the last 6 months?
I'm not entirely sure as CEO of this organisation I've ever expressed publicly a view either way.
Okay, and as CEO, anybody else from the network would have a point of view?
I would imagine at some stage there have been views expressed.
Is Win a member of Free TV?
Win is a member of Free TV.
And you're aware that they have been advocating for the lifting of the rule?
I'm aware that as a group, Free TV has advocated.
Which you are a member. So have you expressed your concerns internally within Free TV?
In a direct fashion?
Everybody? Sorry, I have one up there.
Senator
was that
Joyce,
a yes or a no, that last one?
you can put the question on notice.
I'm not sure we'll have time, but sure. Thank you very much.
What was the answer, sorry?
The answer is, have I directly expressed a concern?
Yeah, within Free TV.
At this stage, no.
No. Okay.
Thank you very much.